Okay, so here's the CRF300. This time I got the Racetech. You guys can see up right here. This Racetech rear shock, and I also got a RNG kickstand pad. So the RNG will make the bike stand a little bit more upright when it's on the kickstand, but the Racetech shock, because it's a firm spring, it will actually lift the bike up more. So that means it will actually lean over. So it actually lifts the bike up more than the thickness of that RNG kickstand pad lifts up. So it actually leans more. So anyways, since the back end is a little bit higher now because of the firmer springs, I'm gonna straddle it and see what it looks like. So keep in mind that my seat right here is already shaved down, and you can see that video that I did not too long ago, like a week or 2 weeks ago. I put I put up a video where I shaved the seat down. So let's let me do the sitting on here and see how much it reaches. So I have on street shoes and just regular sneakers, and we'll see how it goes. So, definitely taller. Kicking my leg over is definitely felt taller. So let me get it. So right now I'm sitting at the lowest point on the saddle. Let's towards the front. Well, suspension feels good. So anyway, so now both my feet are on the ground, and basically I'm straight up tippy toeing. I'm not even close to the balls of my feet. So I'm just straight up tippy toeing. So it's definitely a lot higher, I think. It's probably, man, it feels like at least an inch higher, if not 2 inches higher than it was before. So here's my feet. I'm not sure you guys can see my feet, but here's my feet lifting straight, keeping the feet parallel to the ground. Well, I'm gonna try to do it for like a couple seconds. So I think that's more than a couple inches. That looks like 4 or 5 inches. So anyways, so that's both feet reaching the ground. Right. So now I'm one-footing it. Now I'm still sitting centered on the saddle. So I'm still centered on the saddle. 1 foot on the peg and the other foot on the ground. So this right here, and the bike is actually slightly leaned over to the foot that's down. And now I'm on the balls of my feet. And I feel like I'm reaching for the ground. Whereas the feet on the pegs, it feels fine. It doesn't feel like I'm reaching because of the shaved seat. Before I shaved the seat, my foot actually felt like it was on the peg, even though when I was one-footing it, both feet felt like they were reaching. The one on the ground felt like it was reaching. The one on the peg felt like it was reaching. But with my shaved seat, the one on the peg doesn't feel like it's reaching. But here, the one on the ground feels like I'm reaching. So again, this is me sitting centered on the saddle. So if I shift my weight or shift my butt, my weight off the saddle, where this butt cheek here is off the saddle, but my other butt cheek is still on the saddle. Again, I feel like I'm okay on the foot peg side. Doesn't feel like I'm reaching, but it's right there at the limit though. If it was any further away, I would feel like I'm reaching. On my foot, on the ground side, I'm still not fully flat-footed right now. I'm still on the balls of my feet, but closer to being flat-footed. If I go down to flat-foot, like right now, I'm reaching right now. I'm definitely reaching, and this does not feel comfortable. It feels very awkward, and it feels almost, not quite, but it feels almost off balance. I'm like borderline off balance. If this ground was not even, if it was not level, I would definitely feel like I would be off balance. So if I'm at the balls of my feet, I feel much better like this with my butt cheek down versus versus centered and like this. This way I feel like I'm reaching, but if my butt cheek is off, even though I'm on the balls of my feet, I don't feel like I'm reaching, right? That's okay right there. Well, let's do the other side. I don't think you can see my feet on the other side. Same thing. Yeah, same thing. It feels exactly the same. So yeah, so that's with street shoes. If I put on my dirt bike boots, I'm not even sure if I do 2 feet. I'm not even sure if I can reach the 2 feet on the ground with my dirt bike boots. Even though the dirt bike boot, the sole's thicker, but the problem with dirt bike boot is that you can't straighten out your ankles. You know, your ankles like could barely point down. Your feet could barely point down. So I know with street shoes, I actually have more reach because I could, you know, straighten out my ankle and reach down with my feet, with my toes. So that's that. And I actually feel more comfortable, even though it's higher like this. I still feel more comfortable like this than I did with the unshaved seat. So with the shaved seat, I feel more comfortable, even though the suspension is taller now than it was, you know, than it was before, than the stock setup, stock strap. But just that shaved seat, it makes a difference. And the shaved seat, I only shaved off at the maximum where the lowest point is, right here, where my nuts are. I only shaved off I think about 1 inch. You know, no more than 1 inch. And the main thing, even more than that, is that I rounded out the edge, you know, where it's flat versus where it transitions down. That radius, you know, on the stock seat, it's very square. It has an angle to it. But now that radius is very big, so it's very curved. So actually that gives me surprisingly a lot of clearance in reaching down to the ground and reaching my pegs of the peg. So let's put this down and let me try on. Oh Jesus! Oh. Let me try on the other 2 boots, just like I did with the other videos. Okay, so I have my CD boots. These are basically just casual riding boots, I guess, or you'd use this for like for cruisers. If you ride a cruiser, that will work too. Oh Jesus! This thing is tall, and now I have this rear rack here. Actually, I haven't bolted down yet, but I have this rear rack here. I can't even kick my leg over. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Let me scoot my to the lowest point on the saddle. So here I'm reaching, and the resistance on the boot against my ankles trying to reach down. It's there, and it's, you know, definitely. I think that I have less reach with this than I do with my street shoes, just because my street shoes I have, you know, I'm able to straighten out my ankles more. So okay, so let's try 1 foot. So 1 foot, and I'm gonna stay centered on the saddle. Stay centered on the saddle. 1 foot. I think I still feel better with my street shoes, just because this one, like, you know, again, like this position here, I can feel my ankles and anything that's bending, that's not kept, you know, just naturally like so. You know, I'm like resisting against the boot. The boot is resisting against my movement, my joints. So let me shift my weight to so that way this butt cheek is off the saddle, and my other butt cheek is still on the saddle. So here, oh, this feels good, because the boot is thicker than street shoes. This actually feels good. So right now, my feet that's on the peg feels fine. Feels fine. The feet that's on the ground right now feels okay too. I'm actually on the balls of my feet right now, but I don't feel like I'm reaching at all. It feels like I'm almost flat-footed on one foot. So if I flat-foot on this foot, it doesn't feel too bad. I still feel like I'm reaching a little bit, but not as bad as with the street shoes. Because, you know, these boots are probably, I would say that these boots are almost double the thickness of my street shoes. the soles, especially the heel side, you know, it has that heel. Well, street shoes doesn't have, you know, it doesn't have heels. At least my street shoes don't have heels. So yeah, so this actually feels pretty good. I actually like this. This actually feels better than the street shoes. This one feels like that's reach. Because when I had the street shoes on and I flat footed it, I felt like I was kind of reaching. But with this one, I don't feel like I'm reaching at all. If I'm on the bottom of my feet, it feels okay too, because since I wasn't reaching in flat footing, so when I shift to balls of the feet, I don't have to bend my ankles as much, and I don't have to bend the balls of the feet as much. So it feels comfortable. It feels good. Okay, so let's look at the other side. If I shift one with this butt cheek on the saddle and the other butt cheek off the saddle. And you can see my foot here. I'm playing fine right here. I'm playing fine at the instep, at the heel, instep, or the balls of the feet. So no problems reaching it on. Really comfortable. Even doesn't matter if I'm on my right foot on the ground, the foot on the ground. Doesn't matter if I'm balls of the feet or flat footing. This peg side still feels fine. So yeah, so that feels good. Okay. Okay, last test. So now I'm on my dirt bike boots. These are Fox dirt bike boots. Let's see how it goes. Oh Jesus! Oh man, that's tall. Okay, you hear the rack back here. Man, once I put up my once I put the top box on here, there's no way I could kick my leg over. Okay. Oh, gee, that's awkward. Oh my god. Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm not even sure I can't get it. Oh man, I can't get it on 2 feet. I can't get it on 2 feet because I can't bend my ankles enough to reach down with both feet. So if I try to do that, I'm dangling both feet. You guys see how much dangling there is? So if I do reach down with the foot, I have to reach for it and kind of shift my weight over to one side or the other. So I can't reach down with both feet. Oh, that's not good. So I'm still centered on the saddle. My butt's still centered on the saddle. Reaching down on the ground with my right foot. Left foot has plenty of space. Let me do my right foot, or excuse me, my right butt cheek off the saddle, but my left butt cheek right here is still on the saddle. So right now I am flat footing the my right leg, the ground leg. The peg leg is still feels fine. Man, even with one butt cheek on here, I feel like almost like I'm reaching because I can't bend my ankles at all. You know, I can't straighten out my ankles at all. It's basically the ankle right here is pretty much whatever the shape of the boot is. I'm stuck at that spot. So what I have to do is I actually have to get off my butt cheek entirely, so that way instead of my butt cheek resting on the saddle, it's just the back of my thigh right here is resting on the saddle. Then it feels okay. Then it doesn't feel like I'm reaching. Then this feels normal, natural. I don't like this. This is too much. I don't like hanging off, getting off the bike this much. The good thing about this position is that it's pretty stable because I'm further out. So it creates a bigger tripod, if you will. Alright, so let's see it from the camera angle side. So right now I'm one cheek is off, the other cheek is on. I don't like this position. It feels awkward on my legs, my ankles. It doesn't feel right. But if I hit off so that my butt right here, both butt cheeks are off, this feels much better. This feels okay. But I don't like this position because I don't like both butt cheeks being off. I always like to keep at least one butt cheek on the saddle, just because I think it's more relaxing that way, more comfortable. This way it's not as relaxing. I have to be like, kind of ready, so it doesn't, it doesn't give me a break. Basically, is what I'm saying. That when you get to a light, for example, you're running on the street, and you get to a stoplight, and you have to do this, and you're still working. That's the time when you have to stoplight. It gives you, like a 30-second break, a minute break, or whatever. doing this, you still have to like feel like you're working and feel like you don't have a break. Maybe if you're on the dirt where you have a high side and a low side on the dirt, you know, on the side of a hill. So if this side was angled going uphill, then that means I wouldn't have to reach as much, and that would be okay. But as is, this I don't like. You know, I don't like hanging off like this. So anyways, that's oh jeez. Just, you know, even, and one of the reasons why I don't like hanging off with both butt cheeks is shifting. You know, when I have to shift my weight to the other side, if both butt cheeks are off the saddle, and I have to shift over, I actually have to like physically move. It's not quick and smooth and easy. If it's one butt cheek on there and one butt cheek on and one butt cheek off, I could pretty easily just kind of in one motion, I could just easily, you know, switch from one side to the other. But if both butt cheeks are off, I have to kind of do it in two motions. I have to get the closer butt cheek onto the saddle first, then the next step to get the other butt cheek on and other butt cheek off. So here's, let's see. So this is completely off the saddle. My butt cheek's completely off the saddle. There's one motion right there to get one butt cheek on. Then the other motion is to shift it so that way, shift it past center, so that way the other butt cheek gets off and the one that was off gets on. So I don't like that. I don't like doing that two motion thing. It's not, you know, it's not efficient. It's not relaxing. So, anyways, oh jeez. Okay, so that's the new height now with the rear suspension. So keep in mind that the front suspension is still factory, is still stock. So I haven't put in the firmer springs yet. So I'm actually waiting for some parts, drill bit actually, 1.3 millimeter drill bit to put in the front stuff. So yeah. So once I do that, this is gonna drop down even less. So it's gonna be even taller. So okay, so that's the reach for now.